layer of dust on the up layer filter, right? We were like shocked, and also we had promoted to one of my uncle. He's a retired officer, and what he said is like, anyways, I stay at home, so it's not necessary for us. He said so. Actually, when you if you see that indoor air is more polluted than outdoor, outside air. So, and if if air purifiers is not necessary, then why these companies they manufacture air purifiers, right? So, and if you are in this business, everyone should buy one mini, because without using this product, you cannot promote to others, right? And make sure that attend this training. Once you attend, definitely you will buy one. Now, and we are planning to buy one more mini, actually, and that's it. I have this thing. I know Rabu has a lot of info.
I mean, I was on the headphone. I think it was not working. Is it good right now, Ramki?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, okay. So thanks, Ramki, Prachi, Vinay, Shalini, for giving us this opportunity. To be very honest with you guys, we are Raghu and Kranti from Bangalore. I work in the IT industry, and she is a homemaker. When this product was launched, I started going on internet and checking out other air purifiers. What is our competition? I was shocked to see a 7,000 product. I was like, how can I pitch it now, right? So I started looking into it, but then what happened was my son personally was affected by dust allergy a couple of times, and I was talking to Ramki that I need to buy one, and it was a blessing that this got launched, and we personally bought it just to make sure that we have the cleaner air inside our home, right? Kranti, if you can get the screen up, the presentation, please. I attended the training. I had very minimum knowledge about the air purifiers, but then I started researching a lot about this category and understanding how these air purifiers are rated, and and how these the other brands are.
Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, there is a lot of things in our society, like car is a luxury, smartphone is a luxury, air coolers are a luxury, air purifiers are luxury. Gone are those days right now because the environment is changing. Car is not no more a luxury; it is a safety for your family. Smartphones, you have to move on with the technology what we have right now. Air purifiers, need of the hour, because the kind of environment we stay in, it is a must for sure. I will cover a lot of other things which people talk about, where they think that they don't require air purifiers. But I did a lot of research on how we can pitch in this product, and who are the target audience, right? So in the meantime, Ramki. Okay.
Coming up.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks. So this says it all, right? It is not no more a cartoon. This is a reality now because of urbanization and all the trees are cut. This is what is the fate of most of the cities across India. And Ramki, can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So air pollution. When I attended the training, I was surprised to know that it aggravates diabetes. It also causes diabetes. There was a study in UK which said that it also contributes to diabetes. And it was like, I did not do much of research on that, but it was covered in training. But what I read was cardiovascular and lung infection, lung related, respiratory related diseases are more because of air pollution. There are a lot of terminologies involved, which you just have to understand and pitch into the customers, right? I'll not get into details of chemical formula and things like that, but I will give you an idea of what affects and at what level it affects also, right? So, Ramki, next slide, please. Yeah. So this is a great statement. We can choose our food we eat and the water we drink. But how about the air we breathe? We don't have a choice, right? I mean, we don't have any choice. We just have to be there. If without food, you can stay for a few days. Without water, you can stay for a few days. But without air, think about it, right? So we don't have any choice. But what is the quality of air today, right? Ramki, next slide, please. See, this is one of the websites, which is a very good website, which gives you the live monitoring of what is the air quality. This is only the particulate matter. What would they call? Particulate matter is the real particles which come out of the exhaust of industrial gases and the vehicles. PM 2.5, it is popularly called as not visible to your eyes, but it causes a considerable damage. And this was today morning at 10:34. Look at the quality of air across India, except the western part where Mumbai and Pune, it gets worse as the day goes. But then look at South India, look at North India, right? It was at 10:34 p.m. today morning I took this snapshot, right? Ramki, next slide, please. Yeah, this is at around 11 o'clock. Look at Delhi, it is already alarming. 217, which is very unhealthy. And South India, there is a myth called, they say that only metro cities are affected. Nothing like that. Only, there in South India there are more than 20 cities which is affected by air pollution, which is not healthy. You know. So this is a live example what you can show it to your customers. This is given by the department government authority, which gives the live monitoring of the entire country's air quality. Right. Next slide, please, ma'am. Yeah. So lung cancer and the lower respiratory infections are in the top 5 causes of death across the world. Which is alarming. You might have to remember these things, the main air pollutants which causes, the particulate matter, which is, all over the place. You want to see any air purifier that talk about this particulate matter. Whatever is visible to your eyes, whatever is visible, the dust particles which is visible to your eyes, it is particulate matter 10, right? Which is not visible to your eyes, it starts from PM 2.5 and it lowers, right? So this is mainly from the exhaust, what we get. The next one is carbon monoxide, which is highly dangerous. Then we have the sulfur dioxide. Sorry for that, I should have written SO2 there. CO2 is actually carbon dioxide. Okay, sulfur dioxide. And the nitrogen oxide is another thing which is again from the exhaust of the vehicles, and you burn your charcoal and things like that. And VOCs are the other terminology, volatile organic compounds. This is basically the paint odor, the other stuff come under this category. But when I was going through the training, what caught my attention was the ozone layer. I knew ozone layer which is protecting the entire Earth from the UV radiation. But this ozone 3 is a secondary pollutant. What does that mean? All the top pollutants, main air pollutants which I spoke about, the PM, the carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxide, these are primary pollutants. This ozone 3, that is, it is a combination of your nitrogen oxide with oxygen and the sunlight in the atmosphere. And this is the biggest culprit to reduce your immunity and resistance to fight against free radicals. This is basically, it is in the gaseous form. It is the odor which is a bad odor which comes out when this chemical reaction happens. And VOCs are main cause for cancer, damage to immunity system, blood disorders, sources from the industrial gases. These are the things which you have to keep in mind, because most of the purifiers out there talk about PM, particulate matter. That's it. They don't talk about any other things. At least I have not seen any. But these are the things which is taken care of by Armini, which I will be covering in the next slides. Ramki, can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah. Now, why is it important to see what does an air purifier do? The smaller the air pollutant, bigger is the damage. So now, polluted. Why? Because the pollutants which are not visible, we inhale them, and what happens is it gets deposited in your lung tissues. There's a severe damage done at the cellular level, because of which, your lungs overwork. I would say that the cardiovascular disease increases. Uh, if there is any blockage, anything like that, the arteries will become stubborn and hard. This is some. There is a paper on this, which talks about the UK journal, which talks about cardiovascular disorders getting aggravated in the air polluted environment, and the BP levels go up really high, right? And the reason why it becomes very hard for these, the respiratory disorder and the cardiovascular disorder is because it is working above the normal. What has to be done? It is doing the double of the work because it has to remove and it has to pump oxygen and things like that across the body, which it cannot do because of the damage happening at the cellular level, right? So these pollutants are really important, and a lot of people talk about zero point 0.3 micron and things like that. I'll be covering in the next slide, and it really plays a very important role, right? Ranki, can we go to the next slide? Okay. These are the common myths what we have. I stay at home, so I'm not affected by air pollution. I work in the AC environment. Inside the car with the air rotating option in the car is safe. Outside air is anyways worse. Air purifier will not work at my home. And the recent one I heard was that, the uncle which Kranti was mentioning about, he was saying that I live in front of the park. So everything is absorbed by the trees, which is not true. Air pollutants in the form of gas, yes, it is absorbed by trees, but because of the particulate matter is so high right now, I don't think the trees would be doing their work efficiently until unless it rains or there is a big wind, because there is so much of dust. Right now, talking about staying at home, you know, air flows into your home and there are walls, and it does not circulate at all. It is right there, it is stagnant, right? Especially if you're staying near a construction place or an industrial area or on the main road, it affects a lot. Our place is almost on the, it's like a sub main road. It is not actually the main road. But when we keep the air purifier in one of our rooms, it is always red. That such is the poor quality of air, right? And talking about the AC environment, this is more dangerous actually, because any kind of infection, any kind of things people are carrying around in your AC environment, it is easily passed on to you also. Because what happens in the AC environment is it just takes the air in, condenses it and leaves inside so that you feel the cool air is passing across your office. But then there's nothing called filtration happening, at least in the AC environment. What the ACs, what we are getting, they talk about nano filters, but they actually don't filter. If it is 0.3 or 1 micron, also they don't filter it. The visible particles are filtered, right? So inside the car, it is horrible. When you stand in a signal, I read in an article, the air pollution levels in your car go up by 70%. Can you believe that? It is so irritating. We think that we are in the car, but it goes up by 70% just in the signal. If there is many cars around you, that is the level of pollution we are dealing with, right? Outside air is worse. Air purifier will not. This is something which I heard from one of our. Praveen was promoting it to somebody in Delhi, and he started telling that anyways it is outside, it is bad. What is the use of using the air purifier? Inside it will purify the air and you get the cleaner air, right? So that is one thing. Yeah. So these are the general myths people have, but we need to give them awareness. There are many articles on internet which says that why the air quality inside home is more dangerous than outside, because outside environment there is wind blowing. Always you have certain breathing space, but at home it is more dangerous. Who are the victims here? Old age people who stay at home, kids, housewives who stay at home are highly impacted, right? So this is the very important thing to note. And you have many articles to substantiate that, saying, uh, the air quality at home and the AC environment. Absolutely, if you have ACs at your home also, it is not doing any purification at all, right? Okay, Ranki, can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, so now we have a problem on hand. We saw that we have a need for sure, but what are the kind of air purifiers that are there in the market? Now, when I started researching this industry and when I started looking at different air purifiers, I started looking at how they are rated. People who have bought these air purifiers, why they have rated it. When I started reading their comments, it was like, I don't see the dust on the table anymore. It was more like that. I don't have to clean it much. So I was thinking, the lack of awareness of standards of the air purifier industry have made the purifiers which are available in the market popular, not because it is working. So I don't see the slide when it went off. The air purifier industry, they think that visible dust getting filtered out will do the work. Yes, it does the work, but the smaller the air pollutant, the harmer it is. The more dangerous it is, right? The buzzword in the air purifier industry is HEPA, that is high efficiency particulate air absorption. The standard of HEPA filter. HEPA is nothing but it is a terminology given to the filters used in the air purifiers. The standard of the HEPA filter in India is 0.3 micron only. Okay, so now the filtration of any advanced filters which I have seen till now is point not 3 micron, and the power consumption is more than 40 watts, right, at the peak speed. So these numbers are really important because we are much better than this. We have exceeded the EPA standards by 125 times, and the power consumption is very less. I'll be covering that. Uh, there's a lot of times what happens is, when you read the description on the brand market products, I see that people reading, 99.97 percentage of efficiency in filtration. But the baseline is very important. They're only talking about 0.1 micron or 0.3 micron. They're not going beyond it. So considering 0.3 micron, they might be 99.97, but it is not helping our cause. If you really understand what causes the respiratory problems or the cardiovascular problems or the asthmas and things like that, 0.3 micron is nothing. That is, yes, it is good, but it is not good enough. That is what I'm trying to say. Just don't go by the percentage of efficiency mentioned for the air purifier. You got to see at what level it is getting, the air is getting purified. And a lot of times what I've seen is the air purifier, they don't even get into details. They just say PM25 is done, and this many number of times the room is purified and things like that. They don't talk about the filter age, the filter cost, the maintenance cost. They never get into those details, and we are not aware of it. So I have not captured that data here. So these are the things which are available. But in every aspect, in every point what I've put here, our atmosphere mini, it is much, much, much better, whatever is available in the market. So, Ranki, if you can share that atmosphere mini PDF if you have, Ranki. I'm sorry. Last decade or a couple of decades, it is more than 30 years. They have 80 patents. They have world-class products. Nanda was here, I was talking to him. He was saying that every in his home they have an atmosphere sky. They have atmosphere sky is the brand in US which is available. But whatever is available in India, it is the third generation of atmosphere mini that has the same capacity, and it is designed specifically for our Indian homes. The homes here are different from what is available abroad, especially in US or anywhere. So it is specifically designed, atmosphere is mini is designed for Indian homes. Kanti, you're bringing up the PDF?
I don't know, it's showing.
I'll ask you to stop.
You can edit the size there.
Right. So you can pause there. 7 million people.
Please
the
make
main
it 100%.
thing here, articles which I've read, is that people suddenly get diagnosed with some kind of severe respiratory problems, and they really don't get to know the reason why they are getting it. They just say that it is cancer or it is some asthma or something like that, right? That is the bad part of it. We really don't get to know. This is a silent killer. Air pollution is a silent killer. Third biggest factor, which is causing death right now. So across the world. So you can go down. Uh, I mean, this is what I was mentioning. Um, yeah, air pollution is a regional issue. No, PM10. PM 2.5 is what you cannot see. PM10 is what you can see through your naked eyes, right? So man-made, this is induced by humans. This is what we are contributing to the air pollution. This is nowhere helping us right now. Yeah, you can go down, Rohit. Yeah, this talks about air pollution. Inside the home is much severe than outside. Yeah, keep going down, Rohit. Air quality can be 5 times bad than the outside. This is something which this is something which we need to bring it up with customers. No matter if few people say we don't stay in the industrial area, the other contributing factor which I have read in one of the articles is that the climatic change. The summers are hotter than what it was 10 years back, which causes to have more of dust in the environment. It does not settle down, and things like that contribute to air pollution also, right? So yeah, Rohit, you can go down. Yeah, keep going down, Rohit, where we uh, start talking about mini. What you have, big time.
Yeah, I think there is slight lag.
Highlight few things. This is what I was talking about. Been across from past 30 years and 80 patents in US, and this is designed for Indian homes. Yeah, go down, Rohit. About to the customers, because HEPA is something everybody will know. But then, how is a product out of standing out of all the other products in the market? It was in my research. I went across through the third party companies which do the certification for these air purifiers. Stunningly, what I saw was most of the companies, they are operating between zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.3 micron. Obviously, all the purifiers qualify for that, right? You just see a badge saying that this company has certified it. I would request you to go to that company's website and go to the standards at which they qualify an air purifier, right? You'll be amazed to see that it is zero point 0.3 micron, because EPA standard is 0.3 micron. So this is something which you need to be aware of and tell people that we purify air more than 125 times beyond the EPA standard. That is what is there in the next slide. Can you go down to the slide, please? Yeah, high efficiency particulate air absorption. This is zero point 0.3 micron. This is what the EPA standard is. But we see, this is what I was talking about. When we talk about 99.99%, our baseline is 0.0024 micron, which is way beyond. Nobody can come closer to this, because in the market it is 0.03 micron, right? So this is exactly when it is 0.3 or 0.1 micron, it is very easy to say 99.97. That is not the correct measurement. But now our baseline is 0.0024 micron and the efficiency is 99.99. That is huge. Okay. Now, how small is 0.0024 micron? Can you go to the next slide, Rohit? So this is what we're talking about. PM 2.5 is not visible to our eyes. Naked eyes cannot see PM 2.5. It is the smallest particle, right? And what are we equipped to filter out is what is the size of the salmon omega. If you consider the shark as PM 2.5, we are dealing with dust or organisms or viruses or whatever you can call at 0.024 micron. And this is the biggest selling point for our product. And for me, I just shared one write up on the WhatsApp group. For me, when somebody buys an air purifier and it is not at this level, it defeats the whole purpose of buying the purifier. If you are buying the X brand purifier, because it is actually not doing the work. The kind of organisms we're talking about, you can consider smallpox and your SARS, your H1N1. Look at the size of it. It can catch these the minutest of things. What happens in an AC environment or whatever environment you're in, if somebody has a common cold, right, or a whatever throat infection or something spreads across because the air is circulating, right, and it is such a value addition. It captures that minute particles, minute organisms also, right. This is what I was talking about. It is better than 120. It does purification 125 times more than the aircraft standard. Right. This is the biggest USP what you can talk about Armin. Right. Next slide, Rohit. So yeah, they talk about pathogens, particulates, gaseous contaminants, and common household odors. Right. So you can keep going. Right. PM 2.5, 80 kinds of viruses, and fungal. See, when we are knowing that point to not 254 microns, it is almost we are covering everything, right? So this is out there on the PPT, guys. You can always take this and go through. I don't want to go through the tension. Yeah, discounted because of dust pollution. Okay, everybody has this problem. Okay, so now a lot of people say that the trees will absorb it. It only absorbs gaseous from air pollutants, and it is so bad nowadays. The trees are getting affected. That is the level of pollution what we have right now, right? So can you go to the next slide? Yeah, these are the other things, contributing things. Your cleaning products, your deodorants, your cooking odor, your pet. If you have pets at home, yeah, it definitely affects. Next slide, Ruth. Yeah, this is something which you can easily remember. Better than HEPA, efficiency, small particle removal. Just remember this point, not to for micron. We can trap pathogens and particulates. Yeah, next slide, Rohit. This is the. A lot of people ask this question: do we have to keep this on 24 hours? This is like asking me whether you will take Neutralite all your life. Will you be? There was one other question which somebody asked me. Right, this one, vitamin C HA. Is there a problem using the product for which we got training on? This oxidation process is a lifelong process, right? So the question of should we use it? Not the right question. And should we have the air purifier on? The answer is yes, because air is moving all across, dust is coming in, so you have to keep it on. This is something which people. My mother asked me, should we have it 24/7 on? I said yes. She said why? I said air is going through our home and we need clean air, right? So there you go. And this is the size where it takes in 1 hour it purifies 5 times, and if the size of the room increases, it decreases the number of times it purifies the air. And next slide, Rohit. Yeah, this is the filter, right? So if you have bought the air purifier and if you have kept it on for at least 6 hours, you will be amazed. You should try keeping it in the place where you think there is no pollution. I'll bet you will be amazed that there's so much of dust. I was like, I kept it in our living room. I thought that is the best place in our house. It turned out to be worst. Okay, so now So that is something which you have to look at and show it to people. The second thing is the middle one, the filter which you are seeing, right? So it has something. I'm not getting terminology, but it is so compressed. If you pull it across, it is 4.5 meters long. That is the kind of thing they've compacted in the middle. The filter. The last filter is the carbon filter, which helps you reduce the odor. Any gaseous air pollutants is captured by the carbon filter. What was told in the training was that the real carbon molecules, small balls of carbon is used in this purifier, and these three put together form the filter of your mini. So this is the kind of filtration what we have, right? So next slide, Rohit. Yeah, this is the outer one. The pre-filter captures the bigger particles such as air and dust. This is what I was talking about. You'll see a lot of things on this when you start using it. Yeah. This is what I was talking about. Over 4.5 meters long, repeated 95 times, gives you 99.99% efficiency. On a single pass, it is like 0.024 micron. That is 99.99% of efficiency. Every pass of air through the filter is incredible. Right? Bacteria, viruses, everything is captured. Yeah. The last level is the carbon, which deals with your odor. Yeah. That is a staggering number. 44 football stadiums, fields. It can capture the odor from that area. That is what used in our filter. Next slide. Yeah, I just want to go to the next slide. Okay. Pause here, Rohit. Yeah, okay. So what I would recommend you guys to do is that go to this website. It's the UK allergy website, and I would encourage you to go to help and support menu and select on air purifiers. Okay, and you will have a list of things which you want to avoid at your home, like viruses, your asthma, or your whatever pet related. There are a number of things listed there. When you select air purifiers, right, there are 13 different air purifiers which gets filtered out. When you start putting those filters in, saying that pet odor and your PM 2.5, your whatever, there are list of things around 15 to 20. If you select all of them, the only purifier which will be remaining on your list is Atmosphere brand. That is a great thing to show your customers. This is a third-party website which has certified us, and if you select all the, whatever air pollutants which you want to remove or avoid at your place, you just select